The woman seemed to be visiting her boyfriend in prison, but in fact, she secretly handed over a SIM card hidden in her manicure to the other party quietly. That SIM cards can be sold at high prices in prison. The man easily earned $5,000, but he used all the money to buy plasticine, because this was the most important tool in his escape plan. When it was time for outdoor activity, the man deliberately put stones into the lawn mower, successfully launched, and smashed the doctor's car window. The doctor was quite helpless upon seeing this. This 1972 vintage car of his was very difficult to repair. A prisoner next to him said he could fix it. Before going to prison, he was a senior auto repairman, facing a free repair. The doctor naturally agreed, but what the doctor didn't know was, he was actually the man's teammate. When the guard was about to take the teammate outside, he deliberately pretended to have an asthma attack, coughing madly, quietly approaching the other person, then used the plasticine to make a mold of the key. Once outside, Matt carried out a full inspection of the car. Although he seemed to be fixing it, he was actually looking for the best hiding place. Once everything was ready, Jack took advantage of the moment when no one was watching, and poured a batch of hallucinogenic mushrooms into the lunch. He gave Matt a look, signaling that the operation could begin. Matt then took the initiative to find the guard, saying he needed to go to the infirmary for an IV, voluntarily put on handcuffs and went there. As the prisoners ate their lunch, they all began to hallucinate one by one, starting to act crazy. Even the workers in the cafeteria were affected. Seeing this, Jack picked up a small knife, pretending he was also poisoned, then cut open his palm. The guard quickly sent him to the infirmary as well. As the mushrooms took effect, the cafeteria turned into chaos. The prisoners there even started a human centipede massage. The nurse received orders and took all the guards to the scene in a hurry. Matt looked through the window and saw that the doctor had also been pulled over to help, so he quickly took out tools, successfully pried open the handcuffs. They took the liquid nitrogen next to the hospital bed, used the low temperature to cool down the door lock, successfully disabled it. The door opened automatically. At this time, the corridor was already empty. They quietly arrived at the main gate, took out a soap-carved key they had prepared in advance, and tried to open the gate to escape. However, after Matt fiddled for a while, the gate just wouldn't open. He realized it might be because the soap was too soft, not strong enough to turn the lock. Too much force might break it directly. This put them in a dilemma. At this moment, a guard's voice came from behind. Jack realized they were running out of time, so he resolutely made a sacrifice, walking up to the guard to draw his attention, to buy time for Matt to escape. Sure enough, his sacrifice worked. Looking back, Matt had already escaped through the gate. Matt skillfully avoided the police's line of sight and approached the doctor's car. He expertly opened the trunk and without hesitation lay inside. After the cafeteria prisoners were diagnosed by the doctor, it was determined to be caused by hallucinogenic mushrooms. They just needed to wait a bit and eat a few orange slices to return to normal. After speaking, the doctor carried his luggage back to the car, but strangely, when he opened the trunk, it was actually empty. After the car passed the strict inspection of the gate guards, it successfully exited. No one knew where Matt was at that moment. When the doctor got home and got out of the car, strange sounds began to come from the back seat. The back of the rear seat was being cut open bit by bit. Once it was long enough, Matt crawled out of it with difficulty. It turned out that when he was repairing the car, he had hollowed out all the foam in the back seat and made a black cloth that could hide his body. This was how he managed to hide there and successfully escape from danger.